Welcome to Pride Rock for a new movie recap. Today, the recapped movie is an American action thriller movie named The November Man. Watch the video till the end and don't forget to subscribe for more movies recaps every day. The film's first scene takes place in Montenegro in the year 2008, where two main characters are conversing. The name of one character is Peter Devereaux, who is a CIA agent, while the other is a young operative, David Mason. They are on a protective mission. Both go sitting in a car. There is an incredible threat, as Peter Devereaux is informed via phone call. We have only 20 minutes. Afterward, Devereaux asks Mason, "Are you ready?" Then Mason gets off the car at a place, taking his bag, while Devereaux says to the ambassador going there, "I need your dress, and I am sure that you may be attacked in the morning." On the other side, Mason is setting his target of the gun going in the building room, and he conveys his message to Devereaux using a microphone. Target is male and his age is 35 to 40 years old. Mason informs Devereaux through the microphone that I am in a yellow building which is situated on the left side of the tower. After it, Devereaux gets off the car and is welcomed by everyone in the public. Then he sends a message to Mason, "Don't shoot." He orders emphatically, "Doesn't shoot." But Mason shoots his gun, putting the target into death. But a child is also dead along with it. The time is shown after 5 years. John Hanley, Peter Devereaux's ex-boss, arrives to meet with him. He hands over him some paper having the photos of killed persons. Then John Hanley informs Devereaux about a killer in Moscow. Then he gives him one more file where a lady Natalia's photo is present. Hanley says you should be proud of her. She had become closer to Fedorov when you had left her. A new character is introduces here who is Fedorov. He is involved in the war crime. Afterward, Hanley reveals Natalia has something which is also threatening her, and it is a name which will turn everything. Now Devereaux is on a secret mission. It is also hidden from CIA team. Russian parliament is shown in Moscow. Natalia is with Fedorov. Natalia unlocks a safe inside as Fedorov starts his speech going in the Russian parliament. She takes a box out from the safe which has a pistol, cash, wallet, and some photos. She takes photos of these pics on her mobile, which are relevant to a war crime. Suddenly, Natalia feels as someone is coming, and she puts all things back into the safe hurriedly. There are Fedorov's optical glasses on the table. Giving it to Fedorov, Natalia leaves that place in her car. Checking his safe, Fedorov is sure that someone has unlocked it. Suspecting Natalia, he orders FSB to chase her in the streets of Moscow. FSB is a team that blocks the way of Natalia coming in front of her car. But Natalia escapes getting of her car, and Devereaux also arrives there. FSB team members fire their guns targeting Natalia. Devereaux shouts at Natalia and says, "Sit in the car quickly." Guns are fired by the FSB team behind their car, but they escape. Natalia asks, "Peter, what are you doing here?" While Hanley's CIA team members are watching everything through the drone cameras. CIA team members are trying to detect who is in the car of Natalia. Then Natalia asks about their daughter Lucy. "How is she?" "She misses you," says Devereaux. Natalia adds, "I miss both of you." Then Devereaux asks the name from Natalia. She tells on it, Mira Filipova. Devereaux reveals this name to Hanley while calling. Hanley tells Devereaux that Natalia is going to be killed, because Hanley's agent has gone to kill Natalia following the commands of the station chief. That agent reaches there who is actually Devereaux's friend Mason. He fires his gun and Natalia becomes the target in the car. Natalia is dying. She hands over her mobile to Devereaux while dying. Natalia is dead, leaving Devereaux dejected. Natalia drives his car away and also checks the given mobile by Natalia. There are photos of a girl with a man. Removing the memory card from the mobile, he throws the mobile out of the car. Now the location of Serbia Belgrade is shown, where John Hanley is typing and also types Mira Filipova. Then the signs as security code and access granted appear. Moreover, the photos of Mira Filipova and some soldiers holding guns are also displayed on the screen. Some unknown people start firing with their guns, coming into the room of Hanley, but taking out his gun from his drawer. Hanley immediately damages his data system using the gun, so that no one may access it. Hanley is knocked out into unconsciousness. On the other side, a CIA agent asks Mason, "Why did you not shoot Devereaux?" Because both are confronted at the murder of Natalia, but both avoid shooting each other. In the same way, the station chief also poses the same question. but Mason says he was harmless. But according to the chief, he is the sort of person who killed your entire team, and he was trying to point his gun at you, and you say he's innocuous. You're both wanting to dodge shooting. The question remains unaltered. Chief, whilst also showing Natalia's photos, tries to explain that she was Devereaux's loveliest, and we've put an end to her. Devereaux has killed 3 of our individuals and will unquestionably continue pursuing us. You will have to bring an end to Devereaux. Have you any problem? Mason says I will carry out what has been said to me, and he leaves. Now he is ready to kill Devereaux. Reaching Belgrade, Devereaux moves to Hanley's house in order to gather information. Then he comes to know that the way may lead to Mira Filipova only through Alexa Fournier. Contrarily, an assigned killer of Fedorov comes at a place. A sitting person there says to her, I have found stuff for you, and tells about Mira Filipova who has arrived in Belgrade. She is a UN refugee. Then the photos of 2 persons are shown who are taking work from her. They have given her an identity of a social worker named Alexa Fournier. They knew after an investigation that Alexa has a lunch plan in a hotel. Alexa's lunch plan is with a journalist in a hotel. The journalist is collecting information from her about war crimes in Fedorov. Now Devereaux also reaches that hotel where journalist and Alexa are present and conversing with each other. Then the same assigned killer also reaches there wearing the uniform of the waitress. She says to Alexa, there is a call for you. It is being said in the office that your mobile is not responding. It is the call of Devereaux. It is informed to her, the girl with you is a killer. You will be left as a dead lady if she feels a rush of panic. He asks her to move here and there and run. Mason loads his gun after reaching there, while Devereaux saves her life taking her out from there. Devereaux calls Mason from there and tells him, you're losing control. Mason says, do you not know why I am in Moscow? We will talk after meeting with each other. But Devereaux says, no, it is my scenario. I define rules myself. Then he asks, how many lives have you taken? Remember, all those lives which you have taken. Then breaking the car window glass, Devereaux cuts the wire of the car located at the car's below side. As a result, petrol starts leaking, and car alarm beeps. Due to this, the location is identified by Mason, and he reaches there immediately. There is an exchange of shooting, but Devereaux escapes from there. Devereaux asks about Mira while talking to Alexa. She tells, Mira was a case worker 3 years ago. I have no idea of her location. Have you a document file of those ladies whom you helped? Then Devereaux asks about a man whose photo is stuck on the board. She tells on it he is a corrupted person. Devereaux tells he is the right hand of Fedorov. Devereaux meets with that man going there with Alexa and says, I want to get some information about Fedorov from you, because he is ordering the killing for his close people. UAE also going to be a victim of him. That man reveals the whole game saying, oil is abundant in Chechnya, which is a filthy country. Chechen terrorists are preventing it from us. Once upon a time, the Russian army building was blasted. Fedorov was the beginner of this war. Knowing his inability to handle this operation, Fedorov asks him to keep it secret. He observes us dying. Now Mason appears on the scene with Station Chief, who talks about the phone call with Devereaux during the operation. Chief tells him, you have been befooled by him. Mason says, I will seize him. Chief says to him, you will soon know what he thinks about you after showing him a card reader, and you are busy making him happy. Going at a place, Mason checks that card reader on his computer. There are photos of Devereaux with Natalia. Moreover, the photos in Mason and statement are also there. As a statement, lack of discipline. More statements have also been written here as Mason is unfit for this operation. Devereaux says to Alexa, CIA is conspiring to break out war and Mira is the witness of Fedorov. They will end the thousands of people. Opening a door of someone's house, they enter there. And Devereaux says, I cannot take you there where I am going. You may go to a place where no one can find you including me. Then Alexa meets with a journalist who takes her to his location. His room wall is adorned with different newspapers and photos. Alexa says on it, there are thousands of girls who had got rid of conflict. We are in a small organization, and there is a girl named Mira who has been shown. She was mute. Fedorov used to like her and wanted to keep her as a pet. Suddenly, killer reaches there and kills journalist entering there. Being frightened, Alexa flees from there. On the one side, Devereaux reaches the CIA site where Hanley is bound. Hanley claims there that Alexa is Mira Filipova in reality. She has stolen the identity of Alexa. Coming to Station Chief, Mason reveals that Devereaux has a daughter named Lucy. She is now 12 years old while this photo is of 5 years back. Natalia is her real mother and Devereaux has fostered her. The station chief also tells him, staying in Oberlin, Devereaux had recruited Natalia. The same girl who is actually Mira Filipova enters while disguising herself. She tells Devereaux that I'm going to face Fedorov while receiving his call. Devereaux says, "Are you mad? It is like to commit suicide, he will end you. Don't be foolish, Mira." Then the reality is exposed as Fedorov has actually murdered Mira's parents. Mira had come here to take revenge from Fedorov because she was survived. Devereaux also reaches that hotel killing Fedorov's men. But he does not Fedorov let to die because he wants to expose his reality relevant to his committed crimes before the world. Devereaux says to Fedorov, "You supported an American operation in 1999. The reason behind it was to impersonate Chechen terrorists. Tell me, who was that American agent who regulated it?" Mira continues to make videos. At last, Fedorov tells, the American agent is John Hanley. Mason with his other agents also arrives at the hotel after some time. There is a firing of guns between Devereaux and Mason. Devereaux is survived coming outside and injures Mason seriously. Afterward, he gives him mobile where he has made the video of Fedorov. Then CIA agent Girl and Mason go inside to Hanley. He asks them to take seat while sitting on their boss seat. Going to the location of Mira Filipova, Devereaux asks her to go and hide, but she forbids. Devereaux says on it, "Escapism is better than death." Mira gratifies him to save her life. When Devereaux calls Lucy then, it is received by Hanley. It is cleared that Lucy has been kidnapped by John Hanley. Making a deal with Devereaux, Hanley asks him to exchange Mira with his daughter. Devereaux reaches the told location where Hanley also arrives with his team. He says to Devereaux after coming, "Do you know? What do we call you? November Man, because everything will be over after you." Mason travels in a car with his representative, driving it rapidly. His seated team agent in the car movements for him to stop, whilst also pointing a gun at him. Mason, on the other side, makes contact with a wall. Mason was unscathed, but the car was severely damaged. He comes to Lucy's place and saves her life while killing others. Likewise, Fedorov's assigned killer enters at the railway station to find and kill Mira Filipova. Mira saves her life when she runs after her. Mira attacks her face with a digger tool, knocking out her into unconsciousness. Mason comes back to Hanley. Hanley asks, "Where is Lucy?" Mason starts firing a gun on Hanley's men. Devereaux snatches the gun from Hanley, finding a chance. Now Devereaux and Mason point their gun at Hanley. Devereaux says to Mason, "Thank you." Lucy is secure and embraces her father coming out from the car. Devereaux immediately reaches train station to Mira with his daughter. Then they move to the train. Now Mira's information is recorded by the reporters. "Fedorov had killed my family when I was 15 years old, imprisoning me for 2 years. I was abused. I noticed that Fedorov had conspired to blow up the civilian building along with John Haley. This bombing was the beginning of the Chechen War." News explores everything, showing Mira as evidence. Fedorov, on the other hand, is shown alive and sailing on a ship, but he is shot down by someone, and he falls down into the water.